Hi everybody, my name is Nazbele Kanganamaya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Guys, I'm really excited because we are on our way to 100,000 subscribers. Okay! It wouldn't have been possible without your love and support. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If you are new, please make sure that you join the rest of the family by hitting the subscriber button. And yeah, we are crazy, but you'll get used to it. So guys, today we are tackling yet another topic. Today's topic is titled HIV and Child Minders, otherwise known as nannies. My nanny did not disclose their HIV status. Should I be worried? Obviously, everything that I do is inspired by a conversation that I have with so many different people. And the reason that I always love addressing this topic is because I know there is someone out there that is facing something similar, but they may not necessarily come forward and ask for advice. So this is for you. So I have about 3 friends, right? So friend number 1 had a newborn baby and now needed to go back to work after spending some time with the baby because her maternity leave is obviously finished, right? Because she's going back to work, now she needs to find someone that's going to look after the baby while she's at work. So while she was busy interviewing this one candidate, the candidate basically just blurts out that she's living with HIV and also she is, under training for a traditional type of training called ukutwasa, right? And she was not forthcoming about any other information. So she came to me to ask, okay, will it be rude if I ask her more information, whether she's on medication, she's taking ARVs? I do not know how to handle this type of information, or I do not know how to best support her. So that is one friend. Then a second friend came to me and she was basically just saying, after realizing that her nanny had a bad cough, right? She advised her to not go to the clinic to get it checked out. And then on her way back from the clinic, she asked her, okay, what did the nurse say? What happened? Did they give you any medication? What happened? She just wanted to understand what happened. And then she also just blurted out that they just said I have AIDS. Not HIV, not anything, just AIDS, okay? And judging by how she said that, and my friend says she observed that possibly she could still be in shock because she just did not understand what this all meant. She went back home for the weekend. When she came back, she started saying different things such as, pertaining to the medication, whether she should take the medication or not, what are people or the family saying about it. So it was just a completely different and complicated situation that my friend was like, I need your help in terms of how do I intervene in terms of this. The third friend basically messaged me and said, hey, when my nanny just left. Just like that, no warning, no anything. She was supposed to go, for her weekend off, and I realized that she took all her clothes and that was it. So while she was busy cleaning her room, she found empty, ARV containers. So obviously she was shocked. She was like, okay, what does this all mean? Is this why she left without any warning? Is there a link, between her leaving us and now the ARV containers? What is happening? Should I be asking her? What should I do next? So it inspired this whole video where an employee is, living with HIV. In this case, a child minder is living with HIV, a nanny is living with HIV. What should I do next? Before I proceed, there are a couple of questions that I would like to ask. Number 1, is the nanny obliged to disclose her positive HIV status? Number 2, the potential employer, do they have the right to ask about the medical condition of the nanny during an interview? Number 3, in a case of a positive HIV status, does the parent need to worry about the safety of the child in the presence of the nanny? As I am tackling this topic, I would like to remind everyone the intention of my work. A few months ago, I posted a picture of Sko and I, right? and someone, I guess that was being introduced to my story for the first time, she basically comments, "Oh, I'm so happy for you that you found love, and I'm so happy that he loved you so much that he was willing to get infected with HIV. How I wish my siblings can also learn from this, and how my siblings can also see this, and also, you know, get their own kind of love," right? Everyone was shocked, okay? Everyone was shocked. How could you say this? I wasn't. I guess it's because I have been privy to judgment, arrogance, ignorance when it comes to HIV, and not even particularly from anyone else but my family. So I wasn't shocked, but I saw this as an opportunity where I could educate this person, because I could see that it's just coming from a place of ignorance, and they were not even trying to be rude, you know? Similarly to what I'm about to share today, I know a lot of people, when I introduced this topic on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, it received mixed reactions, while some people, you know, came forward and shared their own experiences and appreciated the fact that I was, you know, introducing this topic and putting it out there. There were people that, you know, were debating whether it's even, you know, an issue where we needed to even bring it up, or even we needed to discuss. I would like us to remember this. The whole intention for us to talk about these things, and so that we can eliminate stigma when it comes to HIV, does not mean suddenly now we're going to avoid topics pertaining to HIV. And I always say, up until a point where we have 0 infections, we cannot get tired of speaking about this. And because I am privy to information does not mean the other person is supposed to be on the same page. So this is all in the notion of, let's continue bringing more awareness. Let us make sure that we educate others. And there was one particular person that I truly appreciated, where she came through and commented, you know, "I am here to learn and to unlearn." And that is the whole process of everything that we have done. We are here to learn, and we are here to unlearn. As I'm addressing this topic, let me make this one thing clear. I am not going to sit here and dismiss the feelings of these parents, right? So for me to successfully intervene and give my advice, I need to acknowledge where this person is coming from. I need to acknowledge their fears. I need to acknowledge their concerns. So I cannot go there and tell her, "You're overreacting. I can't believe you asked that question. You're so ignorant," and I can't do that, you know. So it's a bit unfair when I read such comments to dismiss and to just shut down people that are coming forward asking these questions. In fact, for the mere fact that they came to me seeking advice, seeking counsel, it shows me that this person wants to learn more, and this person wants to, you know, provide the best care possible in such a situation. You know, for the longest time since we got married, it's always been Square and I. We were never responsible for anyone else but ourselves. Literally, like, we do our own thing. If we want to go out and come back at 1 a.m. in the morning, we do that. On weekends, we don't do anything else. We wake up like at 12 in the afternoon. We don't wash on weekends sometimes. Like, we're just living for our own. And then about 2.5 weeks ago, my 3-year-old niece joined us, right? Oimi. You saw her from the previous video. And I cannot explain how she has been able to literally flip our whole life around, where we now have the responsibility of another human being. And I've said this on social media, and I'm going to repeat this. It really amazes me how a woman develops maternal instincts like immediately when there's a child. And it doesn't even have to be a matter of you need to give birth to your own child. I've seen it with me and my niece. I'm so cautious and I'm constantly worried. Like, literally, I will hold her so tight when we're crossing the road because I'm afraid she's going to run off and a car is going to hit her. I have a mini heart attack every time she like rushes you know, down the stairs, because I'm thinking to myself, she's gonna break her neck, she's gonna get hurt. All sorts of things are running through my mind every day. I am always cautious. I'm gonna receive a call from the teacher that someone, you know, another child pushed her off in the playground, she broke both her legs, okay? I am constantly worried. So I understand as a caregiver where these parents are coming from, because you continuously want to protect your child and make sure that they're at a best situation ever possible. So let me be very transparent about probably what these parents are thinking. Number one, okay, they just disclosed that they're HIV positive. How long have they known about their HIV status? Are they conscious about what is going on? Being conscious means, you know, if there is an accident at home, are they aware of how to basically protect themselves and protect my child? Okay? Are they taking their medication? If they're taking medication, how long have they been taking their medication? In a case where they're not taking their medication, what is the risk of, you know, them developing or getting opportunistic diseases such as TB, which is going to affect basically my entire family? You know, these are some of the concerns that I definitely know is at the back of the minds of some of these parents. I'm going to approach this topic in 3 different ways. Number one, what does the law say? Okay, the Constitution of South Africa is very clear. No one may be forced to get an HIV test to get employment. No one may be retrenched. No one may be forced to quit their job. No one may be fired from their job or prevented from working because of their positive HIV status. So people living with HIV are protected like any other citizen of the country. Then you may ask, okay, Nozi, I understand what the law says, but can I ask about someone's medical condition in an interview? No, you cannot ask about the medical condition of the person during an interview in seeking work. There are 2 ways where an employer can obtain information about this candidate or an employee pertaining to their health. The first way is in a situation where they see that their health condition or their disability is going to affect how they work. So in an instance where, you know, I'm interviewing a nanny, right? Let me say I'm looking for a nanny for Amy, right? And a person walks in here limping, right? Or they have like one leg, you know? And you know how nannies sometimes, besides looking after children, they're also tasked to, you know, look after the house, clean, you know, wash dishes or whatever the case may be. So I may think to myself, okay, this person is limping. My concern is that I have stairs, right? And most probably Uimi is going to want to play upstairs, or Uimi is going to need to be taken care upstairs, or even them, they need to perform duties that are going to be upstairs. So I am concerned that, listen, is this person's disability or medical condition going to affect the way that they're going to perform their job? In this case, someone who has one leg or someone who has, you know, is limping or has that kind of disability may have trouble being mobile and moving around the house, affecting how she performs her job. That is the only way that you're going to learn about, like, you know, the medical condition or a disability of a person. Only if it affects you know, the way that they're going to perform their job. Another way where you can learn about a medical condition of an employee is when they seek to be accommodated in terms of medical leave, also like a lot of people that came forward and interacted, you know, on our social media pages were saying, you know, I came to learn about their status when they came to me. So asking that their clinic visits may be accommodated, you know, around the time that they're at work, so that the employer may not see them, you know, vanishing in the middle of the day and they don't know where they are. So, but in this case, what is very important is that you cannot force someone to disclose their medical condition. It is them that voluntarily, you know, discloses such information to you. So there's a difference between the two, you know. So those are only ways where you can learn about a medical condition of a person, not you asking, you know, for them and forcing them to disclose their medical condition or disability. So in essence, using someone's medical condition to prevent them from working is against the law. Asking someone about their medical condition to get to know the candidate better is unconstitutional. It is not allowed. Then someone may say to me, okay, Kenozi, but in a case of a positive HIV status, should I be worried about the safety of my child? This is what I'm going to say to this person. Safety of the child should be standard regardless of HIV. Okay, in a case where you're worried, Mana, there may be an injury and all sorts of things and my child is going to be safe, there's going to be an injury regardless of HIV, okay? The only thing that I'm going to say in this case is a procedure when it comes to health should be standard in the household. It should be the first thing that you do even during orientation, okay? So if you want them, you know, to put on gloves and when they're working, so that they don't hurt themselves. When a child, gets hurt outside, playing outside, what's the first thing they do? Make sure that they put on their gloves, take a plaster, make sure that the child is not badly hurt. 1, 2, 3. Those are the things that should be standard regardless of your HIV. She has a cough that you don't like, then advise her to go to the clinic and get it checked out. We cannot assume immediately that it's a TB or anything related to HIV, okay? And a question came through, what if they intentionally infect my child, okay? So guys, I'm going to be very blunt when it comes to this, and please know that it's coming from a good place, okay? There's a level of risk that you take when you're inviting someone into your household, okay? There is a level of risk that you just have to accept. Let's leave HIV on the side for now. You invite a nanny that you don't know. They really look like a good person when you're interviewing her. But then we've heard of stories of nannies kidnapping children and taking them over the border. We've heard of nannies, we've seen videos of nannies beating up children to a point where they get hurt. We've seen children drowning in the presence of nannies. Now, someone might say, okay, it's very clear that it's much better at school, if she goes to school. Guys, did you hear about that kidnapping in Gauteng? I think it was 2019, where a child was kidnapped, and upon investigation, it was actually found out that one of the teachers was involved in the whole syndicate. So I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to paint a picture of there's always risk in whatever situation that we place ourselves in, particularly when you invite someone into your household, regardless of your HIV, right? Someone listening to this is probably saying, what are the chances of all of what you just said might happen? What are the chances of, my child getting kidnapped, my child drowning in the pool, wala. But then if we are conscious enough and we, emotionally mature to think the chances of your child getting kidnapped are so slim, then the chances of this nanny infecting your child are also slim. Do you get what I mean? I'm not diffusing the situation, and I'm not saying one is more important than the other, but I'm trying to bring a very much different perspective that these things where we are concerned about a child should be holistic. And not be one-sided. Oh, no, Z, I can't take that risky. I have to protect my child the best way I can. I completely understand. But let me bring another perspective. You send them to school. How many of the teachers have not disclosed to you? How many, of family members that are within the vicinity of your child each and every day, they're exposed to your child each and every day? That's another risk. Do you get what I mean? Now, can you think about a situation where a child gets hurt, right? In school, in the playground, they bleed and all of those things. And you know how kids are. Kids, sometimes they're very brave and very adventurous. They start sharing blood. And there's one kid who is infected from birth. And through that process, your child also gets infected. Do you get what I mean? So that is a situation where there's risk either ways, where you have a nanny that is, has disclosed whether they're HIV positive or not, or you take them to school and they're being exposed to people that you don't know whether they're positive or not. There's always risks that are involved. Okay, Kenozi, I hear you, but what do I do? As I've told you before, if you're worried about safety should be standard. It should be a standard procedure regardless of whether anyone has disclosed their HIV status or not. It should be a standard procedure in your house. So that's one safety measure that you may put in place. And then when it comes to the friend that asked, okay, she has disclosed, but I don't know what to do. Do I ask her more information? I don't. I always say the person will guide you in terms of how they want to be treated, right? In fact, I don't see a situation where after they've disclosed, now you have to have this conversation every second day. How is it going to link with anything that she does or supposed to be doing around the house? The only thing where I foresee her where you'll probably have this conversation is where she just needs to tell you, on this sort of date or on this day, I just need to go to the clinic, and that is it. And if there's anything that you should know, she will probably tell you. For the mere fact that she came to you and disclosed and wanted accommodation in terms of clinic visits, is enough to tell you that she's comfortable with herself. But then at the end of the day, this person is an employee of yours. So if you had to think about how you would like to be treated when you are in the workplace, when you are in your job, it's similar to how this person would like to be treated, with the respect that they deserve and the professionalism that is required from both parties. I understand, I acknowledge your fears, I acknowledge your concerns, but I do hope this video has opened your eyes and made you at ease to some extent. And in terms of not allowing anyone to work because they're HIV positive, that's just wrong. Okay, that is unconstitutional. As I said, it's against the law. Honey, it probably means I can't work either. Okay, it means 7.9 million South Africans can't work. So I really hope this video has helped. Once again, do not forget to please share, like, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining me.